This hypnosis experience is copyrighted by Key Guy Technology LLC, your 2019 copyright. This hypnosis file is not to be duplicated and or distributed without express permission from Key Guy Technology LLC. Please try out our product, the Hypnosis Key, by going to www.hypnosiskey.com. The Hypnosis Key is a digital package that comes with over 1,000 Hypnosis Mp3 files that are read by a hypnotherapist. The Hypnosis Key is a $20,000 value that we sell for a very low price. Again, go to www.hypnosiskey.com. That is spelled www.hypnosiskey.com. Please enjoy your hypnosis file.
I wonder, in the event that you'd like to play a round of Let's Pretend on the off chance that you close your eyes while I reveal to you this story, you may most likely observe the characters, and in the event that your creative energy is great, at that point I wager you may even have the capacity to envision yourself in this story, feeling and considering and going about as the characters do. Do you know the tale about Jack and the Beanstalk? All things considered, this story is comparative. Aside from Jack is the mammoth, and he lives joyfully with his monster family, and surrounding him are ordinary measured individuals like you and me. Jack, his mum and father are the main Goliaths nearby, so as you can envision, Jack can get somewhat forlorn on occasion. Jack's Goliath family and the general population get along actually well. The Goliaths help the general population by building and move things around, and the little individuals help the monsters by doing all the more fiddly things that their enormous fingers can't do, like making garments and taking care of the creatures that give the mammoths sustenance. Be that as it may, when I state they get along actually well, Jack is definitely not the most loved among the little individuals. He is more youthful and less respectful, however that isn't the fundamental reason. The principal reason is that he picks his nose. And afterward, after he picks his nose, he gets a kick out of the chance to flick it away. What's more, as you can envision being a mammoth, the substance of his nose are truly enormous. Envision cabbages flying around some of the time he picks his nose and wipes it on his pants. This is fine until they get out and fall dry his pants onto any poor adjacent individual. Presently, in light of the fact that Jack likes to pick his nose so much, it tends to drain. Furthermore, when it drains, it resembles red, sticky downpour tumbling down on the general population beneath. No big surprise Jack isn't the little individual's most loved monsters. One day at school, the little youngsters were discussing the things they loathe the most. Also, think about what was up there at the highest priority on everybody's rundown: Jack and his nose picking. So the educator gave the kids a pen and a bit of paper and revealed to them all to leave and consider thoughts of how they could take care of the issue. A portion of the thoughts were out and out dreadful, like slaughtering Jack. That would be an abhorrent activity, said the instructor, after the entirety of his solitary. A kid such as yourselves only a substantial one, and he doesn't have the companions that you kids do to disclose to him what they think about his conduct. So at last the youngsters settled on an answer and set to work straight away. They all got any old garments and scrap bits of material they had lying around, and they all motivated together to make a monster-estimated interwoven hanky. It took the entire week to make, and around 1 million bits of material. However, as a group, they sewed away cheerfully. At that point, toward the week's end, when it was prepared, they collapsed it up pleasantly, folded a bow over it, and put it on the back of the educator's truck. At that point, the youngsters took it to Jack and introduced it as a companionship blessing. They clarified how troubled picking his nose made them feel, and disclosed to him that on the off chance that he could utilize the extraordinary hanky that they had made him, they would never again attempt to keep as far from him as they could, and that they would all have the capacity to play together cheerfully. Jack was thrilled. It had come as somewhat of a stunt to him. He hadn't understood that the reason the other youngsters would not like to play with him was on the grounds that he picked his nose. He thought it was on the grounds that he was a monster, and they were only scared of him. Truth be told, he hadn't understood that he picked his nose such much it had quite recently turned into a propensity. The youngsters enlightened Jack concerning every one of the germs he could be setting up his nose if his fingers weren't tidy before he put them up there, particularly on the off chance that he influenced his nose to drain. They disclosed to him that picking his nose influenced him to seem unhygienic and lazy to them, and would influence other individuals to abstain from contacting his hands, for instance when playing in the play area or shaking hands with somebody. It took Jack a couple of days to make sure to utilize his exceptional companionship hanky constantly, yet he before long became accustomed to cleaning out his nose on the off chance that he at any point fondled anything it as opposed to picking it. What's more, since he had quit picking his nose drains additionally halted. This was a major help to Jack, as he truly didn't care for seeing blood. Jack made a decent attempt to quit picking his nose, and on the off chance that he at any point discovered his hand meandering up to his nose, all he needed to do was to think about all the new companions he had all of a sudden made and clean out his nose. What's more, presently Jack never picks his nose and he never experiences nosebleeds. He adores utilizing his uncommon hanky, and he cherishes having heaps of companions to play with. Perhaps you'd like to hush up about this story, or all things considered it's your own uncommon mystery, and whenever you want to pick your nose you can recollect the essential exercises that Jack educated you. On the off chance that you are tuning into this at sleep time, you can float off into an agreeable rest, realizing that you will wake up splendid and revived at your normal awakening time. On the off chance that you are tuning into this at some other time, at that point you can open your eyes at whatever point you wish, feeling upbeat and anxious to appreciate whatever is left of your life.